Today we are going to be discussing how to win trading Forex in 2022. So guys, I'm excited. So I have a few discussions that I wanna do on this channel. So today this is the first one, and we want to talk about how to be a success in Forex trading. The simplest things that you have to do for you to strike gold in this industry. So what we are starting with is we have 5 points that we want to be talking about. So number one, you have to follow one mentor. So let's say maybe you have a paid mentor or something like that, or you follow someone on YouTube like you are doing here. You don't have to mix these strategies and these ideas. Why am I saying so? Let me tell you something that most of your mentors out there will not be comfortable telling you this. So if you are trading order blocks, it doesn't mean that trend lines do not work. It doesn't mean that BTMM do not work. It doesn't mean that another strategy does not work. But if you integrate the two, it might not work for you. If you are trading the trend line strategy, you might have maybe done this here. Is this not a break and retest? It is. And is this not an order block a retest? It is. So perspective differs, but the results that we want from this thing is for us to be consistent and profitable in this industry. So if we are following one mentor, and I hope that mentor is me, or the YouTube channel is this channel, right? You have to follow what we are talking about here to the letter. You understand? So you have to follow one instructor and do whatever you need to do to be a success. So let's say, for example, you are following let's say Rocks. You are following Rocks Academy, right? You have to do what he talks about. You have to trade the breaks and the retests the way he talks about them, so that you know what we are talking about. And still on that one, you have also to be trading with a consistent broker. You have to follow one broker again. You have to be consistent with how you plan your stuff. Okay, so you have to choose who to follow. You choose who to trade with. Why? Because you have to have the consistency in your charts. You have to know your charts. You have to understand how the particular broker charges, how are the commissions, how are the spreads and things like that. And you have to know your strategy and to know which broker integrates better with your strategy. And if you want to trade the order blocks, the broker on your screen right now is the best to be trading with in 2022, and you need to get an account and trade likewise. So number two, guys, we're going to be talking about a strategy. When you are following one strategy, you have to follow that particular strategy. Let's take, for example, you are a ShocksCapital follower. You watch all the videos I upload here. Yes, there are some strategies that are not the same with how I conduct myself or how I trade on this channel. So let's say, for example, I talk about trend lines, I talk about institutional trading, I talk about order blocks. You have to pick one strategy. I have shown you the strategy that I use myself. If you want that one, pick that one, but don't confuse with the other strategies that I share with all the traders on this channel. You have to follow one strategy. Let's say if you are trading order blocks, you are going to mark out this as what? As your OB, and you're going to mark out this as your break of structure, and you're going to be expecting a retest, and the price is going to move upwards like that. But then if you are trading trend lines, you're not going to consider this. You're going to mark this trend line, and you are going to be buying from this trend line. That's what we do, and that's what you need to do. If you are trading break and retest, you're not going to be considering this OB. You are going to be marking out this and getting this trade. This is the break and retest trade that you are going to be considering if you are not an order block guy like me. Ransen. So you have to choose one strategy and to follow. Okay, let's take, for example, you're trading order blocks, right? Everyone here has traded or is trading or order blocks, right? So let's say this is an OB. You have to understand, or your entry criteria on this OB has to be what? It has to not change, or you understand, or on each and every trade. If you enter using limits, let it be limits for the next 100 trades that you're going to take. This is the OB. And if you are going to enter here, it means you are going to use one strategy, and your trades, let's say your 100 trades, has to be a kind of similar in a way. I'm saying, if you are using limits, all the 100 trades have to be limit based trades. And if you are using M's and W's, like the previous video that we posted last week that talks about spotting an M or a W at these particular order blocks, the next 99 trades of yours has to be exactly like the first. You understand? That is what we are saying. That is consistency. That is technical consistency. So technical consistency will breed profitability and consistency in your trading. So if you are not technically consistent, you can't be consistent trading the market. So that's what I'm saying, and that's what you guys need to be doing when it comes to strategy and the consistency to follow through. You have to know that if you are waiting for order block A, it has to be order block A that you're going to be getting your trade from, right? So number 3, consistency. So when we say consistency, we mean if you want to be consistently profitable in the market, you have to follow one thing consistently. If you ask me, the way I trade today is the same way I was trading last year this time. So if I see an order block like this, I know exactly what I want, and I know exactly that there is liquidity here in presence to take out that liquidity, retest this OB, and we continue going up. And if it doesn't get here, someone who trades break and restart is looking at this zone. So if I trade order blocks and I trade this also, there is no consistency in my trading. If I enter using limits, then the next day I'm using market execution, there is no consistency in my trading. So to be a great trader, you have to be consistent in technical analysis, in technical execution of your trade. If you're a fundamental trader, stick with that and trade fundamentals until rapture. So that's what we're saying. Then number 4, we're going to be very vigilant in studying past data. Let's say you trade order blocks. You're not going to be drawing order block like this and trading right away. You have learned order blocks today. Yes, well done. That's a noble thing in terms of learning how to trade, right? You have learned it. But before you trade, before you stake your money, before you put money on the line, go back in time like this and be looking at the order blocks that worked, right? Looking at the order blocks that worked and put them somewhere in your computer, in your folder or something. Then be looking at this like you're looking through a gallery of what? Of order blocks, or a gallery of setups, until it's internalized in you that you don't need to look or to draw a box like this to know that there's an order block. You will be seeing them like that. That's what we are saying, and that's what all of us need to be doing. You understand? You go back in time, really study the chart, study what it's doing, and know your story before you come up with a set of rules or a strategy that you would want to use in risking your money in these markets. Remember, there is a lot of risk in trading. So for you to go head to head with these smart people out there in trying to take out some money from the market, you have to know your story. You have to know your background story. You have to be smart about it, and you have to study the history. What happened before is more likely to happen in the future. So if you don't know the history, it will be difficult for you to project what's going to happen or what's more likely to happen in the future, which you don't know, guys. Then number 5, lastly but not least, be patient. If you mark out this order block and you want, okay, most of the times when we're marking out order blocks, we're marking our order blocks during the weekend on a Sunday, right? So if you mark out your order blocks on Sunday, you have to follow through the whole of the week, or maybe the next week that will follow, in following through what you would have marked as your potential trade, right? So if you mark out like this, you have the patience and discipline to follow through your analysis. Don't be swayed by emotions or by what other traders are doing. If you have marked that price is going to reverse from 134.1, let it be 134.1 and stick to that. Stick to your strategy, trust yourself, and you'll be success. And then lastly, the secret: trade what you see. If you ain't seeing it, it's not there. If you're not seeing it, it's not there. Trade what you see. I'm Shocks, and I'm out. Thank you for watching.